Beard Wizard family, welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Beard Wizard Man, also known as Trevor on social media, links to all of which you can find in the video description below, including ways to support this channel, like clicking that red subscribe button and joining the Beard Wizard family, sharing the videos out there with your friends, but also check out thebeardstruggle.com. It's my last affiliate right now. There may be more coming, but it is the products I use on this magnificent wizard beard, which needs a trim. It's actually looking pretty decent today, but it does need a trim. But yeah, if you want to get the same stuff I use, I love it. Smells good, makes my face, my hair feel healthier and cleaner and smell nice. My wife likes that. So check that out if you're interested. You can use my code to save some money. It's by far the best value beard care products that I've been able to find for quality and quantity and price, because our stuff's expensive. If you guys don't know, if you don't have a beard, or if you're married to a guy with a beard but you don't go buy the stuff for it, that stuff's expensive, and usually you get a little bitty bottle that lasts you no time at all, and then you got to go back to the store and buy more. Beard Struggle gives you a lot of product for a good price. Great quality stuff. Anyway, so today we're going to take a look at Janet Devlin. We haven't looked at her in a long time. She is probably one of my favorite independent vocalists. She started out, she's been a singer for a long time. She's from Ireland, and she actually started out on Ireland, or Britain's Got Talent, I think, if I remember right, and then went on from there, and she started by doing covers. She's also done originals, but such a unique and powerful voice, and such an emotional voice. And she recently released a cover of Tracy Chapman's Fast Car, and I listened to it the other day, and then I listened to it again today to prep for this show, and I looked up Tracy Chapman's description of what she thought this song was about, because I like to do that. I like to see, what is the song about? What does the artist think the song is about? If I can find it, before I try to put my own spin on it, or see if I can figure out what I think it's about. And Tracy had, in an interview, said that a lot of her songs are biographical. They're usually about, things in her life, but she thought this song was just in general about people, and how people, she said it was about growing up where she did in the States, and I think she said Cleveland, Ohio. But then later, she said, when thinking back to it, she thinks she wrote it about her parents, and which is where it hit me, because I've recently been trying to work again on closure for my parents, who both passed, and I've shared these stories over, and if you look at past poetry streams or discussions, you'll know, but essentially things didn't go well after my mom passed. My mom is buried in the Leavenworth National Cemetery because she's the wife of a veteran, but my dad's second wife had him buried at a Baptist cemetery in Weston, Missouri, rather than with my mom. He's a veteran. He deserves to be buried in Leavenworth National, and he's not. And he's also a Catholic, buried in a Baptist cemetery. So that's a whole ball of mess, but I'm dealing with that on the side, because we're coming up on the anniversary of my father's death, and then I'm reading Tracy Chapman's interpretation of her song Fast Car, about how her parents met and their life, and it really started to hit. So we're going to take a look. Sorry for the long intro, but I sort of wanted to set the stage for what might be a little bit more of an emotional review. I struggled listening to it and reading that, so hopefully I can get through the review, but we'll see. So we're going to take a look at Janet Devlin's cover of Tracy Chapman's Fast Car. We'll talk about the music. If you're in the live stream, say hi. If you're watching the recording, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. And here we go. Cheers.
You got a fast car. I want a ticket to anywhere. Maybe we can make a deal. Maybe together we can get somewhere. Any place is better. Starting from zero, got nothing to lose, and maybe we'll make something. Me and myself, I got nothing to prove. You got a fast car. other side of here, I've been working at a convenience store. Managed to save just a little bit of money. Won't have to drive too far. Just cross the border and into the city. You and I can both get jobs. Finally see what it means to be living.
Sorry. So Janet's voice is there's something about it. I've listened to a lot of her covers. Actually, before I even did this show or Indie Spotlight, I listened to almost her entire catalog on her channel. And there's something about her voice that pulls at you emotionally. And I don't, the Irish lilt, the sadness that's underlying her sound, and I'm not ashamed to admit many of her songs have teared me up. And this one, knowing what it's supposed to be about, is having that effect. And the song is about a couple who meet, who have very little, and they fall in love and they want to move somewhere where they might have opportunity to get more. And I remember when I don't remember, but I know that when my parents met, they were both young. My father was in the service. My mom was, a student. And neither one of them ever really had a lot of money until later in life, when my father finally, had a decent paying position where he worked. And I'm picturing them as young people meeting and falling in love and trying to build a life. And her voice does something that just makes that all so much more melancholy. Just so powerful, such a powerful voice. Sorry.
City, you and I can both get jobs. Finally see what it means to be living. See, my old man's got a problem. He live with the bottle, that's the way it is. Said his body's too old for working. His body's too young to look like his. My mama went off and left him. Wanted more from life than he could give. I said somebody's gotta take care of him. So I quit school and that's what I did. You got a fast car. Is it fast enough so we can fly away? You gotta make a decision. Leave tonight or live and die this way. So remember we were driving in your car. Speed so fast felt like I was drunk. And the city lights lay out before us. And your arm felt nice wrapped right my shoulder. And I had a feeling that I belonged. And I had a feeling that I could be someone, be someone.
So the double meaning of this song is not just about, two people falling in love and meeting young and trying to find something better, but, that is it fast enough to fly away? Is the car fast enough to get away from this, to find a better life, to get away from this life? And I'm not going to pretend that my parents were in this situation. My mom wasn't taking care of a drunkard father whose mother left. That's not how my mother was raised by a pretty solid family. My grandparents were together until they both passed, but that sense of wanting to get away from where you are, getting away from the life as a young person, find something better, better opportunity or whatever, that sense of flying away. Tracy really wrote a powerful song that a lot of people can relate to in so many different aspects of their lives, whether it be trying to get away from an abusive drunk father, or just in general trying to get out of wherever it is you're stuck, and you find somebody who has a fast car, whether it be an actual fast car or, that just feels like an escape, feels like a way to get out. A lot of people can relate to that, I think. And that's I think that's one of the strengths of this song that Tracy wrote, that makes it so memorable and so powerful. And Janet is absolutely killing it with her vocals, and doing justice to the cover, because you guys know me, if you've watched this show, that I don't like it too much when people play around with covers, unless they're doing it like Frog Leap does, like Joe does. The cover, if you're doing a cover of a song, it needs to stick to the original spirit and theme of the song, to me, because you didn't write it. It's not your song. And Janet is doing an amazing job with that.
You got a fast car. We go cruising, entertain ourselves, you still ain't got a job. And I work in the market as a checkout girl, and I know things will get better. You'll find work and I'll get promoted. We'll move out of the shelter, buy a bigger house and live in the suburbs.
And that right there, that part of this song, almost anybody can relate to. I remember when my wife and I finally moved in together. We moved in together not too long before we got married, but we were both working minimum wage jobs, living at a pretty crappy apartment. It was okay, but let's face it, like, we had dreams, we had big dreams, and that section right there, that's young people dream, and they get together and they go and they try to make it. They try to drag themselves out of that hole. But the whole time you're dreaming of that bigger thing, that promotion, that bigger house, that, not having to worry about paycheck to paycheck.
So remember we were driving in your car. Speed so fast, felt like I was drunk. And the city lights lay out before us, and your arm felt nice wrapped around my shoulder. And I had a feeling that I belonged. And I had a feeling that I could be someone, be someone. You got a fast car, I got a job that pays all our bills. You stay out drinking late at the bar, see more of your friends than you do of your kids. And I'd always hope for better, that maybe together you and me would find it. I got no plans, I ain't going nowhere, so take your fast car and keep on driving. So remember we were driving in your car. Speed so fast, felt like I was drunk. And the city lights lay out before us, and your arm felt nice wrapped around my shoulder. And I had a feeling that I belonged. And I had a feeling that I could be someone, be someone.
That passage kind of got me. I actually realized that when I thought, okay, so Tracy wrote this about her parents, and I started relating it to my parents, but some of it, not where she's at now in this song, but some of it I realized it's myself and my wife. When we met, we were young. When we met, I wanted to get out of my parents' house, so did she. We couldn't do it anymore, so we decided to take that risk, take that leap, and move in together. And even though we probably couldn't afford it, and we just did it anyway because we couldn't stand where we were at, and we wanted that dream of something better, and so we took that leap. And now this song takes a bit of a melancholy, dark turn here at this point, but that is also something that some people can probably relate to. Thankfully, I can't. Though with what happened with my parents, it kind of makes sense. Thankfully, I'm not in that boat. Happily and blissfully married for 25 plus years now.
Had a feeling that I could be someone, be someone. You got a fast car, is it fast enough so you can fly away? You gotta make a decision, leave tonight or live and die this way.
That phrase, make a decision, live or die this way, that's a pretty powerful phrase too, because it evokes the obvious. We can either live or this is it. This is how we're gonna die. Janet's voice is absolutely enchanting. Her covers are all spectacular. Make sure you go check out her channel. Subscribe there, subscribe here. Tell her the Beard Wizard Man sent you so she knows where the love is coming from. And definitely throw some support to her channel. She is truly a fantastic singer, and I don't know if she'll ever come to the States. I don't know if I'd ever get the opportunity to see her live, but I think it would just be an absolute amazing experience if I did. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate you. Hopefully it was not too sappy or emotional for you. I will see you guys all again soon. You have a great one. Much love. Bye.